We shall do additional problems on state space theory. In the last class, I taught you how to obtain state model for systems represented by differential equations, systems represented by transfer functions having only poles, then transfer functions having both poles and zeros. Also, we considered one mechanical system. In today's class, we consider electrical systems. The problem I am going to write down for the electrical circuit shown in the figure 1, obtain the state model. Obtain the state model. Take I naught as the output. The electrical circuit is shown here. This is U of t, inductor L, V, this is V I of t, this is the electrical circuit shown in figure 1. For the electrical circuit shown in figure 1, obtain the state model. Take I naught as the output. Solution. First step is to know how many state variables are required. Number of state variables required is equal to number of energy storing elements. Number of energy storing elements means number of inductors plus number of capacitors. I am going to write number of number of state variables required. Number of state variables required is equal to number of energy storing elements. Number of energy storing elements is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors. Number of capacitors is equal to 1 plus 1. There is one inductor and one capacitor. Therefore, you require two state variables. Number of state variables required is equal to number of energy storing elements is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors is equal to 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Which are the state variables? Next question is, which are the state variables? Next question is, which are the state variables? Normally the current through the inductor and the voltage across the capacitor are taken as state variables. Normally we take the voltages across the capacitors, currents through the inductors are taken as state variables. I am going to write that. Normally we take the currents through the inductors, and the voltages across the capacitors, as state variables. So I have taken the current to the inductor is IL. The direction of IL is arbitrary. I have chosen it to be going from left to right. Even if you reverse the direction of IL, nothing is wrong. Let IL be equal to x1 and VC be equal to x2. In fact, IL and VC I have marked. It is not given in the examination. So what is marked in red is not provided in the question paper. Please remember this. So we have taken IL is equal to x1 and VC is equal to x2, where x1 and x2 are the state variables of the system. State variables are the state variables of the system. System is here electrical circuit system. So we have taken IL is equal to x1. We have taken IL is equal to x1 and VC is equal to x2. One inductor is there, therefore I write one nodal equation. One inductor. Since we have one inductor, we will have one KVL equation. We have one capacitor, therefore we will have one KCL equation. Number of KVL equations equals number of inductors in general. Number of nodal equations is equal to number of capacitors. This is in general, okay? Applying KVL, step 1. Applying KVL to the dotted path. Applying KVL to the dotted path gives minus Vi of t plus L into dIL by dt plus Vc is equal to 0. Let us denote the input. Vi of t by U of t. Please don't think U of t means unit step. In this state space theory, input is normally denoted by U of t. It is not unit step. Please keep this in mind. Then minus U plus L. What is IL? IL is XL. So dIL by dt is what? X1 dot. Vc is what? X2 is equal to 0. This implies L into X1 dot is equal to minus X2 plus U. This implies x1 dot is equal to minus 1 by L into x2 plus 1 by L into U. Equation 1. Second step number 2. I will treat this as reference node. This I call node 1. Potential of node 1 is Vc. Potential of node 1 is Vc. Applying KCL at node 1 gives current through the resistor is what? Vc divided by R. Current through the capacitor is what? C into dVc by dt. These two currents are leaving node 1. That must be equal to current entering, which is IL. This implies what is Vc? Vc is x2. x2 divided by R plus C. dVc by dt means x2 dot. IL is what? IL is x1. This implies C into x2 dot is equal to x1 minus x2 divided by R. This in turn implies x2 dot is equal to 1 by c into x1 minus 1 by rc into x2. Equation 2. Putting equations 1 and 2, putting equations 1 and 2 in matrix form gives equations 1 and 2 in matrix form gives. What was equation 1? Equation 1 was, I wiped it off. Equation 1, let me derive. Minus vi is minus u plus L into dIL by dt plus Vc is equal to 0. Minus u plus L. I applied KVL to the dotted path. See, board management is very difficult when the board is very small. So let me write once again. What is dIL by dt? It is nothing but x1 dot. Vc is nothing but x2 equal to 0. This implies x1 dot is equal to minus 1 by L into x2 plus 1 by L into u. I applied KVL to this dotted path. So you get Vi of t denoted by u minus u plus L into dIL by dt plus Vc. So dIL by dt is what? x1 dot, Vc is x2. So x1 dot is, take x2 to the other side and divide by L, minus 1 by L into x2. Minus u, if it goes to the other side, it becomes u, then it gets divided by L. This is in fact equation 1. Okay, putting equations 1 and 2 in matrix form gives column matrix x1 dot, x2 dot is equal to, first column will write coefficients of x1. So here there is no x1, therefore 0. Coefficient of x2 is minus 1 by L. In this equation, coefficient of x1 is 1 by c, coefficient of x2 is minus 1 by rc, multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2 plus 1 by L is the coefficient of u in equation 1. In equation 2 there is no u, therefore this element is 0 into u. This is the state equation. This is the state equation. Next, output equation. I naught is the output from figure 1. What is I naught? I naught is equal to Vc divided by R. Normally we denote the output by Y. So I naught is denoted by Y. Vc is what? Vc is x2. So this in turn implies Y is equal to 0 into x1 plus 1 by R into x2. So equals what? We have a column matrix having elements 0, 1 by R multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2. This is the output equation. In this manner, we can obtain the output equation. Therefore, for electrical circuit, number of state variables required is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors. Normally, the currents through the inductors and the voltage across the capacitors are taken as state variables. Therefore, in this problem, I have taken IL equal to x1, Vc is equal to x2. The direction of IL is arbitrary. Please keep this in mind. So this is how the problem is done. We'll go to next problem. develop the state equations for the electrical circuit shown in figure 1. Shown in figure 1. So this is the textbook that I have written with my colleague. This book I am using extensively, correct? So let me write down the circuit. Plus minus Vi of t. We have got an inductor of 1 Henry, capacitor of 1 Farad, resistance of 4 ohms, and this is the current, which is Is of t. This is Vs of t. This is the problem. So this is figure number 1. Okay. Take V naught of t as the output. So our concept is number of state variables required. Solution: number of state variables required. Number of state variables required is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors. Number of capacitors is equal to 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Mark current in the inductor. This current I will call IL. Voltage across the capacitor is V naught. This is the reference node. If you call this as node 1, potential of node 1 is V naught of t. We denote Vs of t by U1, Is of t by U2. This circuit has got two inputs given by U1 of t and U2 of t. If you write a lowercase letter, it is understood, it's a function of time. U1 means U1 of t. U2 means U2 of t, correct? It is implicit, it is understood. So we have got an inductor, therefore one loop equation I have to write. We have one capacitor, therefore we have to write one nodal equation. This is the dotted path. Let IL be equal to x1 and V naught of t be equal to x2, where x1 and x2 are the state variables of the system. State variables of the system. Step 1. Applying KVL to the dotted path. Applying KVL to the dotted path gives minus U1 plus 1 into dIL by dt is the voltage across the capacitor plus V naught of t equal to 0. This implies minus U1, IL is x1, so dIL by dt is what? x1 dot, V naught of t is x2 equal to 0. This implies x1 dot is equal to minus x2 plus U1. This I will call equation 1. Second step, applying KCL at Node 1, applying KCL at node 1 gives current to the capacitor is C into dV by dt. C is what? 1 farad, and what is V? V naught of t. So it is 1 into dV naught by dt plus current through this resistor is V naught divided by 4 is equal to sum of the currents entering, that is IL plus U2. IL plus U2. These are the currents entering. Sum of the currents entering is equal to sum of the currents leaving. What is dV naught by dt? V naught is x2. So dV naught by dt is x2 dot plus 1 by 4 into x2 is equal to IL is x1 plus U2. Keep x2 dot term on the left side. This implies x2 dot is equal to x1 minus 1 by 4 x2 plus U2. This is equation number 2. Putting equations 1 and 2 in matrix form gives column matrix x1 dot x2 dot is equal to in equation 1 there is no x1. So this element is 0. Coefficient of x2 is minus 1. In equation 2, coefficient of x1 is 1. Coefficient of x2 is minus 1 by 4. Multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2. Plus, in equation 1, the coefficient of u1 is 1. There is no u2. In equation 2, there is no u1. Coefficient of u2 is 1. Multiplied by the column matrix u1, u2. This is the state equation. Output equation also I will write output equation. What is the output? Output is V naught. So V naught of t, we know that V naught of t is equal to what? V naught of t is x2. Denoting V naught of t is also the output, denoting V naught of t by y of t gives y is equal to x2 is equal to 0 into x1 plus 1 into x2. So 0, 1 multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2. This is the output equation. I hope you are enjoying these problems. I will go to next problem. Represent the electrical circuit, shown in figure 1 by a suitable state model. This is u of t, R1, L1, capacitor C, L2, R2. Voltage across R2 is y of t. This is the electrical circuit given. I will mark what I am marking in red is not given in the examination question paper. This is the reference node. This I call node 1. How many state variables are required? Number of state variables required is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors. There are 2 inductors, 1 capacitor. Therefore, number of state variables required is equal to 3. Normally, we take currents to the inductors as state variables and voltages across the capacitors as state variables. The current through L1 is taken as I1, IL1 you can say. Current through L2 is taken as IL2. Voltage across the capacitor is taken as VC. The direction of IL1 and IL2 is completely arbitrary. You can take any direction of your choice. Even you can reverse this arrow direction if you want. Nothing is wrong. Arrow direction is your prerogative. Solution. Number of state variables required. Number of state variables required. Number of state variables required is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors. Number of inductors plus number of capacitors. Number of inductors 2, number of capacitors 1, so totally 3. Let IL1 be equal to x1, IL2 be equal to x2 and VC be equal to x3, where x1, x2 and x3 are the state variables. In the examination, if you call VC as x1, IL as x2 and IL1 as x3, nothing is wrong because state model is not unique. Okay? Are the state variables. Why we should take IL as x1? Why IL to x2? There is no explanation. 3 state variables are required. Out of 3, 2 will be currents, 1 will be voltage is certain. Which one you will call x1, which you will call x2, which one will call x3 is your prerogative. It's your decision. Now there are 2 inductors. Therefore you will have two KVL equations. You have got 1 capacitor. Therefore you will have 1 nodal equation. Step 1, applying KVL to the loop on the left. Gives, this is the loop, minus U plus R1 into IL1 plus VC equal to 0. This is the loop. Minus U, R1 into IL1 plus, I forgot to drop across this, plus L1 into dIL1 by dt plus VC is equal to 0. In this loop, there are 4 elements. Okay. This implies minus U plus R1, IL1 is x1, dIL1 by dt means x1 dot, VC is x3 equal to 0. This implies L1 into x1 dot is equal to minus R1 into x1 minus x3 plus U. Divide throughout by L1. So you get what? x1 dot is equal to minus R1 by L1 into x1 minus 1 by L1 into x3 plus 1 by L1 into U. This is equation 1. Second step. Applying KVL to the loop on the right. This is the loop on the right. Applying KVL to the loop on the right. Applying KVL to the loop on the right gives L2 into dIL2 by dt, voltage drop across this, plus R2 into IL2 minus VC equal to 0. This implies L into x2 dot plus R2 into x2 minus x3 is equal to 0. This implies x2 dot is equal to minus R2 by L2 into x2 plus 1 by L2 into x3. This is equation number 2. Step 3. Applying Kirchhoff's current law at node 1. Applying Kirchhoff's current law at node 1 gives IL1. Say what is the current through the capacitor? It is C into dVc by dt is the current through the capacitor. This current is leaving node 1. IL2 is also leaving node 1. If you take the other direction, then it will be entering. Choice of direction is yours. IL2 is equal to current entering, which is IL1. So this implies C into x3 dot IL2 is x2, IL1 is x1. This implies x3 dot is equal to x1 by C minus x2 by C. This is equation 3. This equation, hope, is correct. Current through the capacitors is C into dVc by it is leaving. Current IL2 is also leaving. IL1 is entering. Perfectly alright. Putting equations 1, 2 and 3 in a matrix form gives column matrix x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot is equal to, take the first equation, coefficient of x1 is minus R1 by L1. No x2, therefore 0. Coefficient of x3 is minus 1 by L1. Go to second equation. No x1. Coefficient of x2 is minus R2 by L2. Coefficient of x3 is 1 by L2. Go to third equation. This is coefficient of x1 is 1 by C. Coefficient of x2 is minus 1 by C, 0. Multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2, x3 plus, in equation 1 coefficient of u is 1 by L1. Equations 2 and 3 do not contain u. This is the state equation. So if you reverse the direction of IL2, then the signs will change, that's all. The value of the elements will not change. Okay? Next, output equation. Next is output equation. Correct. Y of t is equal to IL2 into R2. IL2, this implies y is equal to IL2 is x2. So R2 into x2. This is nothing but 0 into x1 plus R2 into x2 plus 0 into x3. This is nothing but 0 row matrix having element 0 R2 0 multiplied by the column vector having the elements x1 x2 x3. This is the solution. Next problem. represent the electrical circuit, shown below by a state model. This is the circuit given. These are all examination problems. I'll take this as reference node. Voltage across this capacitor, I'll take it as VC1. Voltage across second capacitor, I'll take it as VC2. Therefore, potential of node 1 is VC1. Potential of node 2 is VC2. What I have marked in red will not be shown in the question paper. Solution. Number of state variables required. Is equal to number of inductors plus number of capacitors. There are no inductors, therefore this is 0. There are 2 capacitors, therefore 0 plus 2 is 2. Let me take the voltages across the capacitors as the state variables. Since only capacitors are there will be no KVL equations. We'll have only KCL equations. Let VC1 be equal to X1 and VC2 be equal to X2, where X1 and X2 are the state variables of the system. Step 1. Applying KCL at node 1 gives current through this R is what? VC1 minus U divided by R. Current through the capacitor, this capacitor is C into dVC1 by dt. Current through this resistor is what? VC1 minus VC2 divided by R equal to 0. This implies VC1 is what? X1. dVC1 by dt is what? X1 dot. VC1 is X1, VC2 is X2 divided by R equal to 0. This implies C into X1 dot plus 2X1 by R minus X2 by R minus U by R equal to 0. This in turn implies X1 dot is equal to minus 2 divided by RC into X1 plus 1 by RC into X2 plus 1 by RC into U. This is equation 1. Please check the equation. VC1 minus U by R is current through this resistor. C into dVC1 by dt is the current through this capacitor. VC1 minus VC2 by R is current through this resistor. I have denoted VC1 by X1, VC2 by X2 resulting in this equation. X1 by R plus X1 by R is 2X1 by R minus X2 by R, correct? Minus U by R. I have kept the derivative term on the left side, shifted other terms to right side. and finally divided by the coefficient of x1 dot, which is c. Step 2, applying KCL. Applying KCL at node 2 gives, current to this resistor is what? Vc2 minus Vc1 divided by R. Current through this capacitor is C into dVc2 by dt equal to 0. Current through this resistor is Vc2 minus Vc1 by R. Since we are writing nodal equation at node 2, Vc2 is assumed to be positive. Current through this capacitor is C into dVc2 by dt equal to 0. This implies x2 minus x1 by R plus C into x2 dot is equal to 0. This implies x2 by R minus x1 by R plus C into x2 dot equal to 0. This in turn implies x2 dot is equal to 1 by RC into x1 minus 1 by RC into x2. This is equation 2. Putting equations 1 and 2, putting equations 1 and 2 in a matrix form. Putting equations 1 and 2 in a matrix form, we get column matrix x1 dot x2 dot is equal to, take the first equation, coefficient of x1 is minus 2 by RC. Coefficient of x2 is 1 by RC. In equation 2, coefficient of x1 is 1 by RC. Coefficient of x2 is minus 1 by RC multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2 plus. In equation 1, the coefficient of mu is 1 by RC. In equation 2, there is no u, therefore this element is 0 multiplied by u. Next we go to output equation. Y is equal to Vc2 from this figure. From this figure, y is nothing but Vc2. This implies y is equal to x2. This is nothing but 0 into x1 plus 1 into x2. So 0, 1, row matrix 0, 1 multiplied by the column matrix x1, x2. I hope now you are okay with the problems involving electrical circuits. Let me find a problem for your homework. Okay, I'll give one problem homework. Refer the mechanical system. Refer the mechanical system shown in figure 1. Obtain the state model.
We have 5 more minutes.
For the mechanical system shown in figure 1, obtain the state model. So what you have to write is, what you have to do at home is, you have to write the mechanical network. You have to take two independent nodes y1 and y2 and a reference node, draw the mechanical network. From the mechanical network, write two nodal equations. That means you will get equations of motion for masses m1 and m2. You will get two second order differential equations. So number of state variables required will be 4. So which 4? You think it over. I have given you the hint, correct? If time, because I have left with only 5 minutes, it is not possible to do the solution. However, the hint is, write the mechanical network. It will have two independent nodes y1 and y2. You will have the reference node. You will write two nodal equations at node y1 and node y2. So you will get two second order differential equations. So total number of state variables required will be 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Why 2 plus 2? Because you have got two second order differential equations. So number of state variables required will be 2 plus 2 equal to 4. Which are those two 4 variables? You think it over. Again I will give you hint, y1 equal to x1, y2 equal to x2, y1 dot is equal to x3, y2 dot is equal to x4. I almost solved the problem. You have to sit and work it out. This is a very, very important problem. This problem is from the prescribed textbook, Nagarath and Gopal. Correct? Before you come to next class, please go through all the problems that have been done up till now. In the examination, the questions will be very straightforward and one of these problems will appear verbatim. Hence, I require you to practice it. Just by listening, nothing will happen. When I am teaching, you take a piece of paper or take a notebook and like I am writing, you also write down because it has to be learned by writing only. This is totally an analytical subject. In the examination, 80% will be problems, 20% will be theory. In the end, I will tell you the strategy to tackle this paper. But first, we have to finish the syllabus, which are the most likely theory questions, which topics will be easy, which topics will be difficult, etc. will be told at the end of the course. Thank you.